Class, this is Taylor Wiedemann, and this is my creative project presentation. When thinking of ideas for this project, I knew that I wanted to do something that I would both find to be fun and interesting. And I remember learning in class and during several of the lectures, I found that I was most interested in learning about Hinduism, and more specifically, I was interested in the Bhagavad Gita. So I knew that when I was doing this project, I wanted to do something that was inspired by this reading. And in addition to this, I was very adamant about creating a project that would not feel tedious to me, that I knew that I would enjoy doing. Growing up, I had always been very interested in art because I had several family members of mine that were great artists, and growing up I had always been inspired by a numerous amount of their work. And in turn, I personally took a passion to painting when I was very young. So when choosing what to do for this class, I knew that I wanted to do a painting, and as mentioned earlier, I knew that I wanted to do a painting inspired by the Bhagavad Gita, which was my favorite reading from this semester. And after searching online for a while, I found an image that I felt particularly inspired to paint. And here is the image that I was trying to replicate for my project. That I chose shows Krishna showing Arjun his divine and true form. And then after I'd started, it took about a week, but afterwards, this is the painting that I was able to create. Here are the two images side by side. I really liked this image in particular because I was really drawn to the bright colors and all the fun details and shapes that it had. To get my end result, I first worked on drawing all of the outlines of the smaller details and then also the larger shapes such as the backgrounds and borders. And then after that, I worked on blocking out some of the larger color blocks in the image. So that would be Krishna's body and then also things like the borders and the backgrounds. And then after all of that was done, I went through and I outlined everything in black so that it was more defined in the image. And then I started adding in some of the smaller details, which would be things like the faces and then all the bracelets that can be seen on his arms. Here are some images that show the progress. Most things went right and according to plan when I was doing this project. There were a few things that I wish had gone smoother. One of the main things was that some of the actual details in the image were very difficult to replicate. Initially, I was drawn to the image because it had such intricate details that I thought would be fun to replicate. But upon attempting to replicate those details, I found that it could be rather frustrating, especially relating to things like individual bracelets on each of the arms and things like the intricate headwear that all of the heads are wearing. Yet I was determined to make sure that all of these details were in the image because I believe that it was these details that ultimately make the picture look whole and cohesive. And in order to get over the problems that I was having, I had to dedicate most of my time to making sure these details were included and also looked clean. As I mentioned earlier, my inspiration for this project came from the Bhagavad Gita, but more specifically, it came from the chapter titled The 11th Teaching. And I will now read the specific excerpt that I looked at when looking for inspiration for this painting. Arjun states, "To favor me, you revealed the deepest mystery of the self. and by your words, my delusion is dispelled. I heard from you in detail how creatures come to be and die, Krishna, and about the self in its immutable greatness. Just as you have described yourself, I wish to see your form in all its majesty, Krishna, supreme among men. If you think I can see it, reveal to me your immutable self, Krishna, Lord of discipline. And Krishna replies, Arjun, see my forms in hundreds and thousands, diverse, divine, of many colors and shapes. See the sun gods, gods of light, howling storm gods, twin gods of dawn, and gods of wind. Arjun, wondrous forms not seen before. Arjun, see all the universe, animate and inanimate, and whatever else you wish to see, all stands here as one in my body. But you cannot see me with your own eye. I will give you a divine eye to see the majesty of my discipline. And as you can see in the image that I created, Krishna is showing Arjun his divine and full form. Here you can see Arjun kneeling in front of Krishna, and Krishna's many faces and arms as he reveals his true self to Arjun. This has been my creative project, and thank you for watching.